Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Colton Pfenninger of Gladwin Football. Hi, Colton.
Hi.
Oh, geez. Oh, look, it's I mentioned this yesterday, but it's still weird to see someone wearing a shirt with your face on it. But if you don't know what that is the game day shirts. Yeah, they're great. Just this is so fun. If you want one, you know where to go. So I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, Colton, it's been a pretty good year for you guys coming off a big win against Claire. Just kind of talk about, the start to the season so far, continuing the momentum from last year. 4 games in, 4-0.
The start I feel like has been very great. I mean, we've been playing a lot of great teams, good games. But to continue last year's success, I mean, we still got to step up, I feel like quite a bit. We got a lot of shoes still to fill. I mean, everybody's doing their job great right now on the team, but I feel like we could we could be good, really good.
Yeah. I know that I know that I know it was an interesting game for you last time with all that. Without getting into specifics, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better now than I was. But yeah, no, I'm doing good.
Okay, that's good. So, how have you since the last time we talked? I know you were only a game in to your high school football career. Now you are 4 games in. How do you feel like you've gotten better these last few weeks?
So the first week definitely was a very big game for us. So took that very serious, and I've learned to like take every game serious. Like pay attention a ton in practice. When we're going over film or you're watching film at home, try to take some notes. Like I've learned to just like key into certain things more. Like I don't know, just kind of pay more attention, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so throwing the football, how have you gotten better at, some of the mechanics that you've learned throughout the last few years? What have you really noticed that you've gotten better at just being an overall QB?
So my accuracy has always been like really good. Like I could always put the ball on you wherever you're going to be, where you're at. I could always put it there. But the thing was is getting there with a spiral. So I feel like I've been working a lot more on trying to get that spiral down, and I feel like I've got it. I mean, there's a lot of throws you got to make uncomfortable, stances, situations that aren't going to be a spiral, but you need to get the ball where it needs to be. But I feel like I've done a lot of footwork too in the pocket. And like if I need to drop back and then, scoot up, I need to set my feet, get my feet right, or even throw unbalanced. Like I don't know. I just work on different types of scenarios when I'm throwing.
Yeah. So what do I don't know if I asked you this last time, but what do you really kind of think about right before a game?
Um, I just put myself in a lot of situations. Like if this happens, what am I going to do if this happens? And just I put myself into a state where it's like it's a football game and we're gonna go out, have fun, and I mean, we should come out on top. Like that's
I know a lot of people, especially with with the win last week and all the things that you went through, you really kind of understood what, how with the coaching staff and all that stuff, just kind of talk about what they mean to you and, especially just how they've kind of grown with you and helped you out.
the first thing I'm gonna say is the teammates. I love everyone on my team a lot. They were there for me as soon as it happened. Then injury happened. They were all there, and when I was leaving the field, they were all there, and they were just very supportive. Everybody texted me the next day, like, "You good? You good?" That night, I think I had 20 messages just from everybody on the team, and it was just a huge, like, I think eye opener for me that like people care a lot more than you think. And then the coaches, I mean, I showed up to practice on Monday and they're all like, "Hey, glad to see you doing good." Like everybody was, but Coach Darcifer was definitely uh very helpful. Every time, like every few hours, he'd text me like, "Hey, you doing good?" I'm like, "Yeah." A little sore, and he's like, "Doing good." A few hours later, and I'm like, "Yeah." But it just really means a lot when somebody's constantly looking out for you and they're constantly just checking in on you and just showing that they care that much about somebody they met 3 years ago. Like it's just crazy how much you've bonded and you don't even really notice it until something like that happens.
Absolutely. I know that especially kind of with the theme of this week, with with everything going on, with the B4 Foundation and all that stuff, it kind of goes into that a little bit to know that people actually, people actually care, and that's a big thing for all you guys because um, it's stressful being a kid.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like knowing that somebody's there if I need to call or talk to someone, all my coaches, I could call any of them and they'd either talk me through it or just tell me like, hey, let's like meet up somewhere and just talk. Like all of them would be down for an open conversation.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know that there's I know you're continuing the September road trip. Um, within the conference. I know we're halfway through it, and we got, of course, going to Meridian this week, Pinconning next week, and then 3 games to end the home season. And just kind of talk about like where you guys are at right now.
I feel like we're good. Playing away is a lot different, especially your first 2 games home and then having to leave for the whole month of September. It's different, but I feel like we're good. We are definitely playing it game by game. Like let's get through this game, next week's game, and then I mean I just keep going, I guess. Just keep pushing through.
All right. All right, Colton. Let's I know we got to know you last time. Well, let's get to know you a little bit more. How about that?
All right.
Favorite should we do I know it's a little I know it's really limited, but what is your favorite high school football moment so far?
Um, Probably being on last year's team, I would have to say. Just a lot of that team had role models. I don't know, watching them win something that big and seeing how the community and everybody reacted to it was just crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I know you don't have your license yet, but when you do, where is the first place you're going to go?
Um, Probably, uh, either I think Panda Express probably
Okay.
or golfing. I don't know, maybe golfing.
Yeah, golfing's fun. I like golf.
Yeah.
Okay, how far can you hit the golf ball?
On a good day, probably 280.
Dang.
That's a good day though. Like wind to the back, everything playing out just right.
Yeah. Um Favorite player growing up?
Uh, I right now would definitely probably be like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. But growing up, I feel like I switched from sports all the time. Like I went from loving baseball to basketball to but another one I like to look at is LeBron James. He's another good one.
Yeah. And let's see. And I think we asked you this before when you came on, but what is something people do not know about you?
Um People don't know. That's a good one. I feel like I'm a very open person and a lot of people know.
Well, here's
I
the thing
feel like
though. What's an interesting fact that people would never guess about you?
oh, I got one.
Okay.
I wash my popsicles off before I eat them.
Really?
Yes, I have to. Like I can't do the frozen bits on it. I can't do it. They have to
Really?
be washed off.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, Colton, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.